Welcome to part 2 of the DIY outdoor diorama tutorial. It's day 2 and the cement has hardened enough that I can start over with the color scheme. First thing in the morning, I start brushing off any excess dust and the crumbs off my diorama. The cement is not hardened through though, so be careful. For my theme, I am looking for a red earth tint that I am mixing together right here. In 1.5 cup of water, I mix cement color by eyeballing it to what I think is the right tone. I use leak stopper to thicken up the mix and make it a durable bond to the concrete surface. You could use quick cement as well. It should have the consistency of thick hot chocolate. The tint will get multiple tones brighter after drying up. Time to remove the straws I put into the cactus tubs to prevent the cement from clogging up the drains. The next technique is called dry brushing, where I use some multiple colors of pigments, some buff, brown, black, gray and green pigments, such as a dry brush. The pigments can be found at your home improvement store or at a local landscaper that makes fake stone flower pots and ponds. I am using tiny amounts of pigments here to create shadow and color effects. I tap it on with a small brush, then lighten it up by brushing it off with a bigger one. The procedure can be repeated until you get the desired effect. Real stones and boulders have hundreds of color variations and nuances, so grab a beer and take your time. After about 2 hours I have reached my goal and I have found the right look I wanted. Now I need to seal the surface. Therefore I use a outdoor clear waterproofing sealant. You can get this in a spray can as well at your home improvement store, but I only have it here in a can, so I use one of these pressurized sprayers. Now this will take a while to dry. You want to make sure you give it at least 3 to 4 even coats with at least an hour of drying time in between. The sealant I am using here needs days to completely dry up, but as we are mostly finished, it will dry completely when it is at its final destination in my backyard. I do not really recommend this step, but due to the cement fibers, you will see fibers sticking out everywhere. They will disappear over time, but I am burning them off with a torch. Be careful to not heat up the cement or melt the styrofoam underneath. The pebbles I have sifted out of the concrete in part 1 are ideal to use as a strainer to avoid the drains from clogging up when we fill the soil in for the cacti. If you know my channel, you know that I like to add little original ideas to my builds, so I went to a craft store picking up a model kit for 12 bucks. When I think of the Nevada desert, I think of nuclear test sites and the Roswell UFO crash site, and this is what I want to recreate here. Model kits are perfect when it comes to build highly detailed, eye-catching props. I use 2-part epoxy to glue everything in place, then give it another coat with a sealant and weathered look with some acrylic paint. Now, I was planning to fit the diorama on the left-hand side of my backyard, but I later found it to fit better on the right, so I am transplanting some bushes here to make some space. With some red tinted mulch and some more cacti, the Nevada desert diorama blends perfectly in its new home surroundings. As I already have low voltage lighting in my backyard, I added 2 fake stone floodlights that I am painting the same color. After a total of 3 days, 60 pounds of concrete, multiple beers and no blood loss, my Nevada windmill outdoor diorama is finished. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. May the power of your creativity amaze your neighbors. Until then, see ya!